waiting for you also, you guys. And once again, thank you for techies for being a part of this session. And to focalize on how it can be a pivotal chapter, your academic and professional journey, we will begin the slide. So let's move on to the slide. Yep. So yes, we are actually switching on the slides, and basically that was an introductory slide. Yeah. So focusing on the first point, that is Google supported clubs or GDSs are the student run community groups officially recognized and supported by Google. It means Google has it back. From the name itself alone, GDSC or the Google Developer Student Clubs, it is readily recognized as a Google backed initiative. All right. And Google is dedicatedly taking very much steps to nurture young developers, especially the students. All right, by fostering a culture of learning and skill enhancement that prepares them for industry level proficiency. This program also serves as a comprehensive platform for deepening their understanding of cutting edge technologies. Let's take a hypothetical situation. All right. Let's take a student who want to learn app development. So there are Kotlin, Android Studio, Jetpack Compose, UI, and many tech frameworks. By the way, we will be discussing this in further slides. And yes, there are always two big surprises for you. So make sure you stay tuned till the end. And second point, technology exploration. GDSC provides a platform for students to learn and apply Google technologies such as app development, machine learning, and cloud computing. Google is one of the tech giants and is actively working up for tech, and it is actually developing many of frameworks, programming languages, and software for various tech. For ML, there is TensorFlow, Kaggle datasets, and for web, there is WebRTC used for making web applications, and Go language, Firebase, Angular, and for Android, there are Kotlin, Flutter, and many more. So GDSC provides specific platforms for different tech stacks, which means there is no boundaries for learning. Moving to the third point, we have activities and resources. GDSCs offers workshops, projects, hackathons, and networking opportunities to enhance students' tech skills and knowledge. Like whenever there is a young developer who is learning a technology, and without practicing that into a project by making a project, for example, there is one web developer guy. All right, if you will not practice in making even if the small projects, you will not actually sharpen his or her skills in a particular tech stack. So GDSC actually provides activities and resources. Resources part, we will come to that in the next slide. And the activities part, also there are a certain timeline period we will be covering up in the further slides. We will having study jams of Android, then after web development, machine learning, and even if the GCP, that is Google Cloud Platform. Then after, if you will be coming to the career development, assisting students in preparing for the tech careers by offering career guidance and connecting them with the industry experts. So this line has a separate meaning in itself. Okay, like if you will be joining a company in previous the days, you have to gain a particular skill in by joining the training centers. So by joining the training centers, you also have to pay a hefty amount of money, and then after you gain certificates and apply for the job. But in career development, if you will be joining GDSC clubs, you have that experience in your early stages of graduation period, which will help you a lot in the further. So moving on to the next slides, after reviewing of these four key takeaways from this slide, that is our goal basically. So with the following statement, that tech made easier. Technology should be easier. It should not be complicated by many of the influencers you might be knowing on YouTube that I will not say the names, by the way, but technology should be made easier, and not there should be no promotion of anything over any instance or any tech domains. Empowering students with knowledge and resources to explore and build solutions using Google platforms, including Android, Google Cloud, TensorFlow, Google Workspace, and much more. There are several technologies you can work on and learn about them for absolutely free, for whom you have to pay hefty amount of money, and there you can learn by joining this club itself. Suppose you have to learn machine learning, resources are quite available. We can share that. You can learn and actively take part in group projects and enhance your skills. Furthermore, moving to the second point, providing a platform for students to gain practical experience in their own stack, collaborate on projects, and build their skills in areas such as web development, mobile app development, machine learning, cloud computing. And not only these are limited to these, but also Google supports many other technologies like AR and VR, virtual reality, augmented reality, and much more. Then after moving to the third point, this has actually a clear and crystal clear meaning. That is to bridge the gap between technology and students by providing an abundance of resources, learning pathways or roadmaps, and workshops and events. We will be discussing about a clear cut about the events we will have for in the further of the year ahead in 2023 and 2024 itself. So no one should be deprived of the technical knowledge. In keeping that thing in mind, GDS is actually here to bridge the gap between technology and the students all here around. Moving on to the next slide. What are the exposures in GDSC? So advantage here, it is at your doorstep. All right, you don't have to go anywhere and search about resources and anything anywhere. All the you don't have to wander on YouTube there searching tons of videos of 13 to 14 minutes and waste your time. But here, actually, in joining the club, you can become where you are becoming a part of the global community. All right, this is not India level. This is all international. This is an international level where we'll be connected with the like-minded techies, which has been crystal clear. Followed up the first point. Then after coming to the second point, getting access to interactive live sessions on technology, hackathons, workshops, and projects. By making projects, we can hone our certain skills of software, and by attending workshops, we can elevate our knowledge about a particular technology. We will be conducting various workshops on web, Android, cloud, and many more. So stay tuned and to our social media handles too. Then after the third point, which is take your tech career one step ahead with networking opportunities. We all know that networking is very much needed for our in this software development field, and in job sector we need at least we need one network, a good in the connection of networks with a better college or some good known SDE, software development engineers, and many things. So if you will be a part of GDSs, where GDS has its global presence over the world, so it is better to join the club and get connected with very other people who are interested in tech as you are, and gain your networks much more, and that is automatically taking your tech career one step ahead. Now, the third point, grow, learn, and improve your tech stack with the help of club exposure. GDAC has a huge club exposure, like it hosts hackathons, then after encourages you to participate in projects, then conduct live sessions like we are doing. This is just an info session. We will be having tons of sessions about technologies that you may like, that is web, Android, Flutter, then after machine learning, cloud, and many more. All right, moving on to the fourth slide, we have why GDAC? This interrogative question you might be having in your mind, that is that is already answered by the following subtitle, that is unlocking seamless opportunities. GDAC has its all new backed by its benefits, which we'll be discussing in the further slide. And but it actually unlocks your opportunities, which can by a bunch of valuable benefits that just go beyond your learning about the technology. That is leadership opportunities, soft skill besides developing your tech skill, that will be in a certain tech stack like web app or machine learning. You also have to develop your emotional question skills. Like previously, in previous era, people used to calculate the IQ, that is intelligent quotient, right? But nowadays EQ, that is emotional quotient, that is also being measured in any part of the life. So leadership opportunities or leadership qualities are being developed when you become a part of the club and take the sessions about your particular domain. Then after technology exposure, you get to know about many technologies. access to valuable resources. You get to learn about Google technologies and many other technologies that are being backed by Google, and Google provides all the tech resources and everything roadmaps for absolutely free. Then after networking opportunities, as I have said it earlier, it has a great networking opportunity. Then after hackathons and interactive sessions and event as well, which GDAC conducts it every month of time span. Then after working on some good projects, personal growth and Google resources, which are also been articulated with the following above 4 points. Moving on to the next slide. Well, how to join the GDAC? This question, it is not actually a very big and problematic like step, but it is a very simple step. And as you can see the flow chart in the slide, the procedure is in brief. Just open up your Chrome browser. Can you send the link for our GDAC? All right. Now you will be getting the GDSC event link or our GDSC Suite link in the chat board soon. So what you have to do, that you have to open your Chrome browser. Then you have to visit the link that is given to you in the chat box. Then after, there will be a join us button. All right. There will be a join us button in marked in blue. So you have to click that. So you will be signing in using your Google account in your respective. You should make sure you should sign in using your school ID or official ID. Then after, congratulations, you are an official party member of GDSC Suite. This is the only simple step you have to do in order to receive your GDSC member badge. All right, moving on to the next slide. These are some glimpses of Gdsc Suite which we have conducted an offline session quite a couple of weeks back, in which we had a very good session in interacting with students and elaborating about the theme of GDSC and many technologies. I have personally felt very nice in order to take this session, and the people who were joined were also very enlightened during this. Move on to the next slide. This is actually our lead panel who will be, this is actually the governing body of the GDAC Suite. And here comes me, the GDAC lead of 2023, followed by Pratyush Kara, was a super senior, who is the tech lead of our core team. Then after Gaurav Panda, who is his front end web development lead. Then after Himani Priyadarshani, that is machine learning lead, followed by Abhini Kumar, who is Android lead, and Rakesh Kumar, the graphic designing lead, Rajat Sahu, Flutter lead, Sukranta Kumar Nayak, human resources lead, and Ankit Ranjan Pradhan, it is UI UX, which is in user interface or user experience lead. So what will be the year ahead look like? So in September or October, we will having the cloud campaign where you'll be getting to learn about cloud technology or Google Cloud program, and it will be a study jam. Then after on December, we have Android campaign, which will be the same as study jams, where we'll be getting abundance of resources about cloud and Android, and we'll be making one project live. That will be live session, all right? Then after on January, we have an open event on TensorFlow, where we'll be learning the introduction part of TensorFlow and one ML model, all right? And then after on March, we have Flutter session, and that will be basically a hackathon. And on April to May, we will have a web development round. That will be a hackathon basically. Then after, I will ask my machine learning lead, who is Himani Priyadarshani, to present her slide and enlighten you more about the machine learning part. So Himani, please take over the session. Yep. Actually, your voice is, you are mute. You are on mute.
Hi everyone, I'm Himani Priyadarshani. In this session, I'm going to give you brief knowledge about machine learning. Am I audible, Surya? Hello.
Yes, please continue.
Yes. Hi everyone, I'm Himani Priyadarshani. In this session, I'm going to give you brief knowledge about what is machine learning, deep learning, and TensorFlow. Along with that, I'm going to discuss the target for GDSC 2023. So, if you're someone who loves to play with data, then machine learning is for you. So, move to the next slide, Surya. So machine learning is the subset of AI. It is the branch of computer science which focuses on the uses of data and algorithm to imitate the way that human learns and gradually improve its accuracy. So let's say I'll give you an example. In a math class, when teacher teaches us 7 questions and give us homework of 3 questions with some variation, out of 3 questions, how much question we did, they find out our accuracy out of that 3 questions, right? So similarly, we train some data to our model and find out our accuracy from the testing data set. So move to the next slide, Surya. Huh. We use machine learning for various purposes like image recognition and spam email filtering and social media optimization. In this case, the example is like your YouTube page and my YouTube page are quite different because of the machine learning algorithm. What you like that I might like or not. So move to the next slide, Surya. So from that figure, you can see that the AI includes both machine learning and deep learning. So inside the machine learning model, it has neural network, which works similar to our brain neurons. So from the figure, you can see that the basic difference between machine learning and deep learning is the extraction of features which are relevant to the output. In machine learning, it is done by manually or by the human. But in deep learning, the features extraction and the classification both are done inside the neural network. So move to the next slide. So so in deep learning is the neural network done neural network does the both the works, the extraction and the classification. So the networks are also dense and more in number. The adjective deep is also used to represent the dense and complex layers of the deep learning. So the layers we use to build all these layers, we use PyTorch and TensorFlow. As in this GDSC, we are mostly targeting in Google technologies, so we'll use TensorFlow in most of the cases. Surya, move to the next slide. So the TensorFlow is a free and open source library for deep learning. We can use it for training the deep neural networks, and in all those layers, we use all those mathematics functions like sigmoid and all of those things, ReLU. We'll discuss all this function in upcoming session. So, so most of the people think that machine learning involves a lot of maths, but this is not true. Initially, if you have zero knowledge on the math, this is also okay, because while you are learning the machine learning model, the parallelly you can learn the math behind this. So I don't think that this will cause a lot of problem. So the target for this year, we are targeting to give you some sessions on Python and machine learning. So after that, we are planning to have a competition for building all those machine learning model, where we will give the data set from the Kaggle, and on the basis of accuracy, we'll judge the models. So similarly, we can do with the deep learning models, and if time permits, then we'll explore in LLMs. LLMs are basically the large language models. Nowadays, you all use ChatGPT. So the ChatGPT has LLMs like GPT 3.5 Turbo and GPT-4. So when we will build our own LLM, we can feed our own data and ask that particular thing that what we all want. So we can build something like our own ChatGPT like model. So these are our target for this year. So over to you, Surya. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So, thank you, Himani, for enlightening us about machine learning roadmap this year. And now moving forward to the next tech domain, that is web development. And Gaurav Panda, Shubranta Naik will be telling you guys about clarifying much about more about web development. Over to you, Subranto. Please go ahead.
Hello. Hi, Surya.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, I'm Suran, a first year student. I'm thrilled to be a GDSC co-lead, and I'm passionate about web development and especially front end. And I am excited to explore this. I'm excited to explore this world with you, and let's make GDSC a hub of innovation and learning, inspiring tech enthusiasts to reach new heights and together. Exciting time and ahead. Can you go to the next slide? Okay. The next one is web dev, and the term web often refers to the World Wide Web, which is a global system of interconnected document and resources. Like through the internet, it encompasses a vast collection of website, web page, and multimedia content and services that are accessible through web browser. And as you see in your laptop or desktop, application architecture at the user where and the front end and the web server, which is basically in backend part. User, if you are going to purchase anything from Amazon, like you firstly you are the user, then you see the part of your phone or mobile where you see the front end part and where you order the part, and that request is as a received from the server side, and it will go to the database, and it will again return back to the web server, return like to like it will be delivered to your like home. It is like the front end and back end part, and the server side also, how the web dev is working, and it is basically. And can you please go to the next slide? Yeah, web development. Web app, where you in this web app, you no need to download the apps. You just need to search in web, and you just click the web and search in that. Like you, when we are not using the like Canva, we can go to the online and the website. We can search here and do the things what we want. That is the web app based example. And next is the evolution of static to dynamic website. Static website, which are the like our college website example, where we can see the details, and when the programmer will mm, upload the data, we can see it and just watch it. But in Instagram, like that are the dynamic website is like where we can watch the reels, and user, not the programmer, but the user can upload the videos and we can scroll it and we can use it like that. It is the difference between evolution of static and dynamic website. Can you go to the next slide? Yeah, it's web architecture, content development, and where basically you know that HTML and CSS and JavaScript are most of the languages are needed in front end development. HTML, which is the like a skeleton part of the uh, like skeleton part of the human body. So like CSS is the skin and the part of the like body, and JavaScript is what work is going on and what to do. JavaScript will do these things, and the front end and the basically user interface and experience what you are currently looking into your Google Meet, and that is the front end part. And the production and maintenance will be done by the Google, and the response and design, when you join wants to join in this, you try to join now, then your admin is expecting these things. So it's about the responsing and designing. And the real time programming is like when we are designing this, like we are attending or creating a meeting for today. So that is a real time programming and a software workflow. When we are attending the meeting and you are listening this, so like that, this is the happening on the backside. That is software workflow. And to the next slide, I'm requesting to my friend like Gaurav, who is continuing the next slide, backend part. Thank you.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, Gaurav, you are audible. Please go.
Okay, First of all, thank you, Sobran, for explaining the front end part in such a simple way. Now we will see what is the back end part actually looks like, what is happening in the server. So yeah, in simple terms, the back end is like behind the scenes, like what is happening in the behind the scenes. The when you click something, what is happening? When you change to the sign in page of a website, what is happening? All these things is controlled by the backend. It is also a very crucial part on making a
Hello?
website or an app. Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Gaurav, but can you speak a little loud?
Oh, yes.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Uh, so there are many components in the backend. Uh, First, we'll talk about the server-side language, which you can choose with your own suitability. It can be Node.js, Java, or Go. Go is basically a Google developed language which is used for managing the backend of a website or of an app. Then there's a database management, which is which can be of multiple types such as SQL, NoSQL. Database is the thing where the data is stored. Uh, with with some practices in the backend, we'll see how you can fetch the data from the server from the database. Then there's a third thing is API. It acts as a middleman where the data is fetched from the database with the help of API. We'll also see how all this works in our upcoming session on a deep way. So all this consists of the backend, where it is organized how the servers are working, how to manage the traffic, how the data is coming. The one more thing we are talking on this is server on which the node is running. Actually, this is the main thing in backend, the runtime. What is the runtime? The server side language, all this. So I will explain all this in a simple way. Yeah. Oh, you can take the previous slide. Yeah. So in the backend, the first is Node.js. You can take any language of your own. For example, you can take Go, Java, Python of your own. You can manage the database using this language. You can create servers uh, where you can do the changes like what is happening in what is showing in the front end. Like if you want to change the sign up page, if you want to log into the process, you want to authenticate, then all this thing you can do using Node. You can do with this server side language basically. Then the next part is database. There are many. There are two types of database actually. One is SQL, another is NoSQL. In SQL, there are many types like MySQL, PostgreSQL. In NoSQL database, there is MongoDB, where you can control the database using all this. So when we are talking about backend, the one more thing which we should know is Firebase. So what is Firebase? Firebase is a Google developed tool which simplify the backend. It simplify the overall backend process to a lot simple way where anyone can go set up the backend with very simple step. You can do the authentication, all this in a very simple way. We'll get to know this in a better way in our upcoming sessions where we'll talk and I will show how you can set up a Firebase configuration. Okay. So in the next slide, I'll talk about one more important topic, that is web security. Okay. Yeah. So as the world is growing and web pages and apps are growing day by day, the concern for the security for them is also increasing. Okay. There are many security threats, which are like there are many hackers, all that they are attacking websites. So what are the common security threats? The one most famous security threat is SQL injection. So it is basically a code injection which destroy the code base. Uh, it's the most loved security threat for the hackers. There are many other like cross-site scraping data, all this. So what we can do to secure our web page? There are some practices we need to follow while building our web page or app. We can use validation and parametric queries, to prevent it from SQL injection. We can use encrypted protocols like HTTP, and we can also use some strong authentication, which is like multi-step authentication also. Even Google Cloud, when you are using Google Cloud platform, uh, you can see the data encryption thing. Google also provides that. So yeah, that is the thing, which is also an important while making a website or you say a app. Okay, so move to the next slide. Okay, so yeah, like the front end and back end, there is one more important thing, that is UI and UX, user interface and user experience. So web development basically focuses on creation and implementation of building websites and apps using coding languages, right? So UX is the user experience. Is design The UX design focuses on how the platform will be used and how the experience of the platform for the users can be optimized. So they can achieve their goals easily, right? Uh, yeah. So there are so in UX also there are some practices which we can follow to make the experience better for everyone. There are things like responsiveness. There are things like responsiveness of a website. Uh, Responsiveness is basically when you change the website, like when you are using the website in your mobile phone, let's say, how the screen is changing the site, what it is showing, all these things depends on the UX. So it is also one of the most important. It plays an important role in making a website, on how responsiveness your website is, on how good your website is looking, because first impression is always the last impression. Like, okay, okay. So that's all for this web part. Mm, Now we can move to our next topic, and we'll provide you some good resources to learn web development. If anyone wants to learn web development, we'll provide the resources in our chatbot, and you can follow our social media handles where we usually post some resources. Okay, thank you, and I'd like to uh, hand over to my next lead, who is Rajat Sahu. He will tell about the Flutter development. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav, for having a such great session on web development, and Subranto as well. So now we will be moving forward with Flutter development, and that is a very good concept. We will be feeling having a great time ahead with Rajat Sahu. So yes, over to you, Rajat.
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, Rajat, can you a bit louder?
Yes. Hello everyone, I am thrilled to be here today as a Flutter lead for our Gdsc chapter. My name is Rajat Sahu and I am incredibly passionate about mobile app development and all things about Flutter. First of all, thanks Surya to organize this type of interactive Infofest. As it is our Infofest, I am explain introduction about Flutter platform, and when someone choose to start Flutter development, then what is the roadmap to be a Flutter developer? First, we have to know if anyone want to start app development, then we have to learn the basic. What is basic? What is the meaning of basic? Means familiarize yourself with programming language commonly used in app development such as Python, Java, Swift, Kotlin, or JavaScript. Then learn about fundamental concept like variable, data type, loops, and function. understand the basic of object-oriented programming, means classes and object concept. Then after that, we have to choose a platform and technology. What is the mean of platform and technology? Means decide whether you want to develop for mobile, means iOS operating system or Android operating system, or web or desktop. Choose the relevant technology, frameworks, and tools for your chosen platform. For example, if you are interested in Android app development, you have to need to learn Kotlin or Java. And as a code editor, you have to use Android Studio. But if you want to run your app in desktop, website, iOS, Android, so we have to know that language with Android Studio or VS Code. Android Studio and VS Code are the code editor, and we can write the code. Then after that, we have to learn the UI part. UI means the user interface, how the apps looks like. After knowing the platform and technology, we have to move into the practice and small projects. What is the practice? Start the small coding exercise to practice what we have learned. Then after that, work on mini projects to apply your skills and build a portfolio website. This could be a and you can make a simple calculator app, to-do list app, tic-tac-toe game, or basic some website. After knowing the practice and small project, we have to enter into the version control system. What is version control system? Learn about version control system like Git, GitHub. Version control helps you manage and track changes to your code. But what it helps in our life? It helps in easily recover files, who initiated an issue and when rollback to previously working state. If you are working in a group project, then it is easy to changes the code or commit which part easily. So we use Git. After that, we have to know what is collaboration and networking. We have to join online developer communities like Discord, LinkedIn, Formos, and social media groups related to app development. Participate in discussion, ask question, and learn from experienced developer. Then we have learned something about what happens in our today's world. This is the basic thing that if anyone want to be a app developer to start his journey. As my topic is how to be a Flutter developer. So at first we have to know what is Flutter. Then after that, if choose a Flutter, then what is its advantage? When we start develop with Flutter, then which language we have to know? Then what is that? What are the skills required for a Flutter developer? Can you go into my first slide? Surya, please. Yes, first we have to know what is Flutter. Then after that, we have to learn what is the advantage of Flutter, what is Dart, then what are the skills required for a Flutter developer. Next slide, please. Next slide. Then, what is Flutter? It is a tool that allows you to build a native cross-platform like Android, iOS, web app, desktop application in one programming language and code base. And it is also delivered by Google. As I say, Flutter is a tool that allows you to build a native cross-platform. So, what was the meaning of native cross-platform? If anyone knows, then tell. Okay, some person that what is the native place means where are you come from? Native place means where are you come from? Similarly, in Flutter, what is the meaning of native? Means an application developed exclusively for a single platform using a native to all the operating system. Then what is the meaning of cross-platform? Cross-platform means write your code in once and reuse in different platform. Means if you write a program in that language, then you can use it in your desktop as well as Android, iOS.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Rajat, but can you be a bit louder? So your voice is breaking in between.
Okay. Okay. Uh, so what is cross-platform? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Now it is audible.
Yes.
A bit louder.
Yes, yes. What is cross-platform? Cross-platform means you write you write your code in once and reuse in different platform. Uh, Different platform means in Android, in iOS, in desktop. You can use this code in everywhere. So now we are going to what is the benefits of Flutter. Move into next slide. What is the benefit of Flutter? Increase time to market speed. What is increased time to market speed? If in a company there is a requirement of website, app, desktop performance app, so we have to distribute these tasks into web developer, app developer, and software developer. But in Flutter, we can do all this. So there is required a less number of developer. So we use Flutter, and it has a single code base and multiple platform. Flutter enables you to write a single code base that runs on multiple platforms like iOS, Android, web, and desktop. This reduces development time and maintenance effort significantly. And it has a feature like hot reload feature. What does the mean of hot reload? One of Flutter most acclaimed feature, hot reload allows you to instantly see the effects of your code changes in the app. Means when you changes in the code, it will automatically show what the changes you in the app, speeding up development and experimentation. So this is the mean of hot reload. Then after that, it has a feature like open source and community driven. Flutter is a open source which encourages community involvement. Then it has a feature like cost-effective development, means with a single code base for multiple platforms, development cost often lower compared maintaining costs. So its maintaining cost is also low. Then after that, when we start develop with Flutter, then which language we have to know? Uh, for an Android app development, first we have to know the UI part means the front-end design. So we have to know the XML file required. And for backend part, we have to learn Java and as well as Kotlin. But in case of Flutter, we only use Dart language. Dart language means this is the code base for both front-end as well as backend. So what is the mean? What is Dart language? Flutter uses the Dart language, which is modern and easy to learn, and comes with features like strong typing, asynchronous programming that emphasize clarity and productivity. It supports both just-in-time JIT. You know about JIT, just-in-time compiler, and ahead of time AOT compilation, and allowing developers to achieve rapid development cycle with hot reload feature. You know what is hot reload feature? This is the most important feature in Flutter development. After that, what are the hard skills required for a Flutter developer? Move into next slide. Surya, please move into next slide. So after that, what are the hard skills required for a Flutter developer? First, we have to know the Git and GitHub. This is the version control system. Means when you create a project, you upload it in GitHub. Then in a group project, it is helpful to collaborate with each other. So after that, we have to learn basic knowledge about computer science, then software development life cycle. Then after that, we have to learn architecture approaches. Then learn about database like SQL, etc. Then after that, we have to learn, if you are interested in only Android app development, then you have to learn only Java, Kotlin. If you are interested in like iOS development, we have to learn Xcode, Swift. Then after that, if you are interested in Flutter development, only that language you have to learn. Then after that, you have to only database you have to learn. Then after that, you have to learn Flutter framework and CI/CD service. What are CI/CD service? The main concept attributed to CI/CD are continuous integration and continuous delivery and continuous deployment. After that, if anyone have doubt about my chapter, then ask friendly. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Rajat, for enlightening us about Flutter development. Now, the next we will be going forward to Android development, and Vineet Kumar will be representing that. So over to you, Vineet. Please enlighten about Android development, our viewers.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So, hello guys, I am Beneath the Android development lead, and as Sajid Bhaiya said about the development in app development. So, um, let me be frank, app development is a quite vast domain in app development. So, um, Android development is just a sub part of that app development. So, let's dive into Android development. So, Android development. So introduction, let me just give an intro about Android development. So most of the apps that you see in and use in your mobiles, that is done by app development. But all the Android apps that are developed are so from the next slide you can see most of the thing, most of the people think that app development and Android development is the same thing. But let me just clear your misconceptions about that. So, app development is specifically app development which are designed for Android and should be optimized and have a unique UI guidelines so that it can accommodate most of the Android devices and should perform fluently in Android ecosystem. For Android development, most of the programming languages, which I mean most frequently used languages are Java and Kotlin, which are also the primary languages for creating all these Android developments. So Java and Kotlin are the programming languages which take the spotlight for Android development. Java is the robust and versatile nature, and thus it makes us easy for building the complex applications for Android and make it run smoothly for Android ecosystem. Whereas Kotlin is an emerging modern and expressive alternative for Java for Android development. Kotlin concise syntax, enhanced safety feature, and improved existing Java code helps us in seamless integration with Android Studio and compatibility with Java libraries. The most of the technologies which Google provides for app development are divided into three parts. First is the IDE part, then we have the backend part, and the UI part. So for IDE, we have Android Studio from Google, which is the officially integrated development environment provided by Google for Android update. We can integrate it with Jetpack and Compose, which is a UI database for revolutionizing the intuitive UI development process with real-time previews and interactive elements. It helps developers to create dynamic and consistent user interface across different Android devices. And then we have Firebase. Firebase is the backend service for app development, which includes real-time database, authentication, cloud message, hosting, and analytics, enabling developers to easily integrate powerful functionality. We will learn about this in the next slide. So let's dive into the Android development for Android development using the Android Studio Ultimate IDE. It plays a pivotal role in Android development process because of some of the features like UI, its code editor, its emulator, its profiling tools, and the Google services which are integrated. So first, the UI interface is the very efficient navigating and reduces the learning curve for beginner Android developers. Code editor is auto completion, enabled code editor for clean code creations. Emulator, since Android Studio haven't built-in emulator, so it helps app testing on various devices very smooth. It also optimizes app performance and helps us identify blocknets. Then we have the Google services, which include integrating the Firebase, and thus it helps streamline the backend tasks. After that, we will see about Jetpack and Compose, which is a UI development kit. So it is a comprehensive library for tools which are provided by Google for specifically for Android app development and helps us to um, a smooth line the Android development process. It accelerates UI development on Android with less code, powerful tools, and include Kotlin APIs. The main advantages of Jetpack and Compose its benefit of UI over the XML based code format. Mostly Android Studio is about XML based, which is about writing the code. But Jetpack and Compose helps us to include UI features such as declarative UI, simple UI creation with an intuitive, straightforward syntax. Also, real-time preview. That means we can instantly visualize the UI changes during the coding process. Interactive elements, which helps us create dynamic user interface and user experience. And it also helps in uniform and consistent UI across a range of services and screen size, therefore improving the app usability. Then we learned about Android developer, which are divided into two parts: the main technologies and the language. The main technologies are two parts: the Android Studio and Jetpack Compose. We will also be learning about the Firebase in the next upcoming sessions. And in languages, we have learned about Java and so, in summary, we can say that Android development is a subpart of app development, which is mostly focused on developing apps for specifically Android ecosystem. We can use the technologies like Google such as Android Studio, Jetpack Compose, and Firebase to embark our journey on an innovative excellence in Android development.
Yeah, so thank you, Vinit, for having such a great interactive session on the topic Android development, and you explained it quite well. And now moving forward to the cloud computing, which will be followed by Vinit Kumar itself. And we'll be getting to know about cloud computing. And there are, yes, note guys, there is a very big surprise which is being lying ahead for you. So yes, Vinit, please take it forward.
Yeah, sure. So, moving forward, we have cloud computing, which is a, I mean, structure of any development field, such as app development or web development. It is the basic. So every coder must know about cloud computing and deployment purposes. So, cloud computing is an evolutionary technology which revolutionizes data and application management and offers an environment with scalability, flexibility, and cost efficiency. So, GCP is a technology which is offered by Google for deploying our code bases to a cloud level, to a cloud so that the data can be accessed from anywhere and um, it can be scalable to a large. So it empowers innovations such as AIML and analytics, which can be helpful to many upcoming technologies. So, what is GCP? GCP is a tool service provided by Google with some of the features such as it gives us virtual machines, computing power, and Kubernetes engine to run our code in a cloud platform. It also gives us storage that is cloud storage, cloud SQL, and big data to store our data. Data analytics is also a big part, which cloud provides, such as BigQuery for data warehousing and analysis of that data. AIML, AIML, AutoML, and TensorFlow. which are a part of machine learning, is also a part of GCP, which helps us to uh, uh, work on data and improve our day-to-day tasks. Okay. So in networking, we have VCP, load balancing, CDN services, which we will be discussing in the upcoming sessions. So in the development tools, we have Cloud SDK, which is a built-in cloud terminal and cloud terminal for integ- integration of cloud technologies and the source repositories, which we will be discussing on the upcoming sessions. So we have also the advantages of GCP, such as scalability and easily adjust resources as demand. So if we suppose if our website traffic is less, we can program it to less traffic and use it efficiently. Whereas if it demands high traffic, we can also scale it to that and improve our website. Um, I mean integration. So flexibility to service aligned with specific need. In this, GCP offers a wide range of tools such as the computing machines, the VM machines, um, and other data storing technologies. Cost efficient. Since GCP is resource, therefore its pricing is very optimized and efficient for most of the upcoming students for the upcoming projects, so that the project could have on cloud, also not worry about the upcoming um, uh, I mean cost. So innovations, Google Cloud also have advanced technologies integrations like artificial intelligence and machine learning, which helps us in conducting data surveys and to read about data and use that data to improve our technologies. In short, GCP provides a comprehensive range of robust cloud services. GCP empowers developers with scalability, as I said, and foster innovation to advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning. We can with GDS we can learn more about that Google Cloud platform, and in the upcoming sessions we will be mostly targeting our deployment and using that GCP for our advantages.
Yeah, so thank you, Vinit. Yep. So there is a huge surprise from Gdsc Suite, and that is basically a surprise related to Google Cloud, and that will be showing you now. Yep. That is Google Cloud Study Jams. We are soon conducting the cloud study jams that will be in the month of September to October. So you will be learning about cloud technology, and you will be gaining in-hand experiences on GCP, that is Google Cloud Platform. We will be having 3 to 4 sessions on cloud that will be including our introductory round, thereafter guest speaker round, a tech talk on clouds, thereafter followed by a offline event where we'll be you know have one session that will commute us to know much better, have a better clarity about the cloud. So yes, this was the surprise basically, and the tentative dates and all the information will be shared with you. So make sure you should stay tuned with our LinkedIn and Instagram and every social media accounts for the updates. Yes, and hello. Yes, there is one more surprise for you guys, and that is our GDAC suite has been partnered up with SWOCs, that is Social Winter of Code. It is an open source platform basically that promotes open source and making projects and upload it to GitHub and push it to GitHub. And so such kind of open sources are being collaborated with our GDC suite, which is a very big thing actually, since we are starting our club from scratch, and these all things motivates us. So stay tuned, guys, for our upcoming sessions and for performed by Google itself and all other uh, hackathons, whether it be sessions and events, we will be coming live. Yeah. So thank you for the time actually. It was a very great experience with you all, and you also took away some great knowledge from our leads of on the particular domains like web, app, and machine learning. I hope you are all got some clarity on several technologies. And yes, with this, we would like to wind up our today's session. And if you have any query, you can open up your mic and ask us to the respective leads. So if you have any query, either you can open up your mic, you can ask, or you can have a you can use the chatbot to ask questions. Hello. So aren't there any questions? Okay. If not, then we will share. We are sharing you a Google form where we can ask the questions, and the question answers will be answered in a very short period of time, and it will be sent to the group. All right. Will that be good? Okay. So we are sharing you the Google form right away. Okay. So the Google form link will be given to you guys shortly in the WhatsApp group. If you have not joined the WhatsApp group, the mail has been given to you guys. You can join it from there. Okay. So we have a hand. Yes, Praptika. All right. I guess she is having some network issues. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you for the time today. Let's wind up the meet, and we will have some great sessions ahead. Thank you for the cooperation you guys shown and the interest you have shown for the technologies. Okay. What is IDE? Okay. So we have this question from Mamta. What is IDE? Okay. So any of the lead can answer this.
ID is basically integrated development environment in short, we can say. So it helps us to write the code. It's like a code editor in which we write the code, and it helps us to execute the code and see the output in which the code we have executed. So it's like a notepad, but with special advantages such as executing the code and finding the errors.
One more thing I would like to add that anything can be an ID, be it Notepad, be it MS Word, be it VS Code, Sublime, anything can be an ID, and you can execute it via the terminal. Thank you.
Okay, that was a great clarity of the question being asked. So in order to add certain terms, ID is basically if you are going to a lab, you might be using Notepad using Linux that get it nano file and all type of. And ID is basically that integrated platform on which you are developing. That is a separate platform. All right, that like for example, VS Code, Sublime Text for web development, especially, and JetBrains having its own, then PyCharm for Python. So these are some examples of IDs. I hope you got it clear. All right. Any more questions, guys? Yeah. Okay. So I think there are no more questions left, and if there will be any questions left out, then we will be rolling out a Google form where you will ask the questions and it will be answered in a very short period of time. Okay. So thank you guys for joining us today, and let's wind up our meet today, and let's see the further roadmap and wait for the sessions ahead and events, hackathons where you can actively participate and elevate our technical career ahead. All right. Thank you guys.